Surface with Smack. Only the hottest beats, only the hottest DJ.
Smack the NG plug.
Power to the people, right here on In the Mix Radio. Ya tú sabes, papi.
What up, y'all? It's Smack the Indie Plug, and you're now tuned in to Below the Surface Revamped on In the Mix Radio. We got that mix for you right now with DJ Shorty T, and I got that exclusive interview with JL coming up. So make sure y'all keep it locked. Turn us up, turn us up.
They treat me like Robert De Niro. Took her to talk about butter and churro. Took her home, gave her a cinnamon swirl. I left it in, now I got her €1. Zeros on zeros on zeros. That's what my bank account balance say. I got a check from a shoe company, now I do anything a New Balance say. I bought her a plane ticket out of state. I got me a shorty from Roundaway. Said I'm in town today. She said she coming over and she down to stay. I got a hit, she been playing that shit. So when she pull up on me, I know what she about to say. What's poppin'?
Exclusive.
Yeah, that last track you just heard, that was Chuck 50 with Poseidon. We about to get into this JL interview, but before we do that, let's check out JL's new track, and it's called Ski Mask, right here on In the Mix, Below the Surface Revamped. Chill.
If the gag claps, it'll leave your liver impaired with no pulse. Flatline, nigga, your shit is just pale. Niggas wanna beef until they see where the toast at, cause it'll take off after they done, like the ropes at. Battling me, it wouldn't even be a close match. How you claim you getting bread but got no stats? Kill a nigga with my old rats and have his bitch give me dome till she throws up on my whole lap. You was part of a clique, then snitch, you a mole rat. Everything I say in my raps, dude, is cold facts. Jam it to your grill so I can cook the beat. You'll be laying in a casket dead, but you'll just look asleep. I'm signing these niggas. Hey, verses like a book to read. Disrespect me and you'll be the child I wouldn't feed. I'm on the block and like tennis, I am now serving. Niggas claim to getting bread but look malnourished. You ain't eating, you need some juice and Slurpee. When the cat pops, niggas will look like they're doing burp. Clowns hate on me cause it's bread that I keep stacking. I spit crack when I rap, I guess I'm relaxing. Fuck a range on your body, I let the heat practice. I pull up to your crib, this is ski mask shit.
Good day, motherfucker. What you think, I a fucking worm like you? I told you, right? I told you, don't fuck with me.
I don't know why you be talking like y'all niggas rebels when you would snitch to put your own dogs in a kennel. Explain to me, how are you a boss in a rental? But I really get bread, nigga. I floss like it's dental. Stop talking like you ball. I put a scope on the AR, then aim it at you. I'm about to make a Zoom call. Don't talk to me unless you get checked. My chain so heavy, I need physical therapy and a neck brace. Beefing with me, here's the best case. You'll be in the ICU while your family members have a wet face. To settle beef, I let what's in my hand spray click. Your whole clique could get shots like the vaccine is mandated. You can tie a bomb who the band stay with. Niggas a snitch, but if they're dead, then they can't say shit. I'm looking at my bitch like damn bait thick. I send a nigga to heaven to get a plan they trick. Clowns hate on me cause it's bread that I keep stacking. I spit crack when I rap, I guess I'm relaxing. Fuck a range on your body, I let the heat practice. I pull up to your crib, this is ski mask shit.
Good day, motherfucker. What you think, I a fucking worm like you? I told you, right? I told you, don't fuck with me. The NG plug.
Yo, what y'all just heard was Ski Mask. Yo, one of my favorite tracks right now. And it came straight out of my hometown, Delaware. That's right, the 302 by my boy JL. And guess what? Got that exclusive interview for you right here. Yo, JL, what's up, man?
Yo, what up, Smack?
I'm chilling, man. Look, that Ski Mask is like kind of changing the game around here.
Yeah, I hope it is. I mean, I grew up, on early 2000s music, late 90s music. So, like, when I recorded it, it kind of has, like, a G-Unit vibe to me. I keep telling people that.
Yeah, it definitely does have that kind of vibe to it. You know, I'm telling you, like, you listen to that track, it's like bringing back, you know, what made me fall in love with hip-hop was the lyricism. You know, lyricists really speaking that pain, speaking their story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I felt like I could jump right into that track, man. So where did that vision come from for the track?
When I write tracks like that, like, I look up to, like, the lyrical artists, like Lloyd Banks, you know, Fabulous, Cassidy, Jadakiss, like the punchline MCs. So when I'm writing a track like that, like, literally I can hear them in my head saying the bars I'm writing, and, you know, it just kind of takes off from there, and I'm like, all right, I could hear, like, you know, my idol, this idol saying this, and I can hear this idol saying that, and that's how it just came about.
Yeah, man, I really like that track, man. Look, tell everybody a little bit about you. Definitely, I want to tell you, you understood the assignment. Your bio is beautiful. You're definitely not new to this, I could tell. And I just love how you had everything sent to me. But let everybody know a little bit about you, our listeners.
All right, my name's JL. JL stands for Jordan Lewis. That's part of my government name. I've been doing music since I was about 17, 18 years old. Started after my dad passed away. Had a couple run-ins with, like, real kind of shiesty, independent labels, you know, years and years ago. At one point, Island Def Jam reached out for a demo, sent them a demo, but never heard back. So that kind of motivated me more, but, you know, just kind of been grinding ever since. Been releasing music to streaming platforms lately. The joint we're talking about now, Ski Mask, just dropped. I'm basically trying to drop one track a month for, like, the whole year of 2022, because I figure that's constant content for people to check out. Like, you know, if somebody hits me up, let me peep your music. Hey, you got like 12 records or more to choose from.
Right.
But yeah,
right. See, you seasoned.
yeah. Listen, there's still some stuff that's, you know, like, even mixing music, there's still a lot I got to learn about it. But as far, you know, I'm trying to just map out game plans, and it's like, yeah, I'm seasoned, but, you know, there's other artists in Delaware, you know, that I fuck with, and I'm like, man, I wish I was on their level, like, notoriety-wise, but, you know, I know what's going on, so, yeah, I'm pretty seasoned.
Yeah, the reason I say you seasoned, and a lot of people, when they hear me say that, what I mean is you know the business, because in this industry, you just can't be an artist. You have to know the business. And if you don't know the business, you're holding yourself back. I always tell people that the music industry is only 20% of your craft, but 80% business. Because if you don't learn the business, you can have yourself jammed up, be giving your masters to somebody, you know, the whole nine. So as an independent artist, is there somewhere you're trying to stay, or, you know, and make your own money, or would you like to be picked up by a label?
I don't know. That's a good question. There's times it's like, you know, if I could blow up just like being independent, that'd be great. But, you know, I've always had like that vision of, yo, it'd be dope to be on like Def Jam or Atlantic Records or whatever the case is. So it's kind of like if somebody came to me with a big enough bag and the right circumstances with it, then, you know, I'd probably be inclined to sign, on the dotted line. You know, if the circumstances are right and I'm not selling my soul away or giving all my masters away or whatever the case is, then I could see me, you know, signing with somebody. If it's not right, I don't want to jump into it, and then somehow in the end I'm left holding the big ass L. And, you know, they walking away with the bag. Like, so it depends on the situation.
Yeah, and that's the part that bothers me, because I know of an artist out of Delaware who signed on that dotted line and who had to pay some money because the way this contract was set up, they wouldn't be able to do anything for years.
and they had to get a lawyer involved, and it cost a lot of money to get them out of that situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I tell artists it's important. You know, I always push to stay independent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tech Nine is independent. He started off independent. Now he got his own label, Strange Music, and making millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell artists you can make so much more being independent. Learn the independent game. And then if you get tired of that, you making your own money and not having to give it to nobody, then, you know, go for it. But I see what you're saying. The one thing that I did love is that you follow a lot of artists that I like, a lot of people who inspired you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got Fabulous on there, Cassidy, Jadakiss. Those are like 3 of my top hip-hop artists right there. I grew up on them, loving them. You know what I'm saying? And you're much younger than me. So that means you had to dig in them crates, or somebody around you was teaching you something.
Listen, it started when I first started doing music. Everybody has always said I look like Lloyd Banks. And, you know, when I first heard that, I didn't know who G-Unit or Lloyd Banks was, because before that, I wasn't really into music. I was gaming all the time, and I used to draw as a kid, and that was it. So, you know, my dad passed away. I started getting into music. Got put on the G-Unit and Lloyd Banks, and it went from there. And I've always been the type, I like when an MC just spits something nasty, and I got to rewind it a couple times just because it was that dope. And it's always been best to do that. Cassidy, Fab, Jadakiss, even Joe Budden, Eminem. So it's like as much as the music's changed, where, you know, how like it, how do I want to describe it? Like Roddy Ricch and Lil Baby, they have that kind of harmonized sound to it. I want to do that, but my roots are so ingrained into punchline type of music that it's hard for me. And I think that's a detriment to me, unfortunately. It's hard for me to kind of cross into that lane, because I'm used to spitting and wanting to say something that makes somebody like, what'd he just say? Like, rewind that. Like, I want to hear what he said again. Like, so it's give and take. I'm at war with myself when it comes to that. But, yeah, I love that early 2000s era where Fab was dropping hit after hit, and, you know, Cassidy with Hotel, and Banks with On Fire and I'm So Fly. So, yeah, it's definitely, I'm going to end up going to the grave making that type of music just because that's what I love.
That's what's up, man. Look, I remember meeting you at a showcase in Milford that I was doing. Yo, I say, where the F, well, we can cuss on this radio station, where the fuck he come from? You could tell, like, you were more, you know, it was like, you know, once you're doing showcases for a while and you got someone new that you never seen before or heard before hit the stage, I was like, yo, where the fuck he come from? And then when people told me he was from Delaware, I was like, what? Yo, he's dope. And then I kept wanting to see you and keep seeing you, and then we just lost touch. And then I'm like, yo, then I see you, you know, advocating for your sons, and I love it. I am such a big advocator, and I was like, okay, here we go. Then I heard, you know, sometimes you'll keep a little ruckus going on Facebook with the artist, which I love, and that's good to keep people on their toes and let them not forget. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love that about you, because you don't forget nothing. Now, I want to ask you a question. What do you think hip-hop is missing right now?
That, like I put in my bio pretty much, like, and it's not a knock to the, you know, artists that are popping right now that's mainstream, and I hate to keep bringing up his name because I love Roddy Ricch, but that, like, Roddy and Lil Durk and that harmonized music, I love that, but I miss the lyrical aspect of it. I miss, again, Banks or Fab. Like, even when Banks dropped, his latest album last year, Cody, The Course of the Inevitable, I was so hyped when he dropped that, because I'm like, I know he's spitting. So hip-hop is missing that you can have both. You can have artists that harmonize. Excuse me. You can have artists that harmonize and sing and do their own thing, and you can also have artists and MCs that are lyrical. Like, you can have both, and right now, hip hop's missing that balance of having both of them. It's like being oversaturated with one, and I'm like, man, if me and, a couple other spitters from wherever could just get in the door and just mic drop, it'd be dope. But it's missing that balance of, harmonizing, but also being lyrical at the same time. So I'm always searching for something like, there's got to be something that kind of sounds like what I grew up on. I know there has to be.
Right. And see, you know how clothes go through a fashion cycle. I believe music does too. I believe music is going to go back to them roots, man, because right now what we're listening to, I mean, we got the NBA YoungBoy, the Little Durk having beef. Now you got Boosie and NBA YoungBoy with beef, and these people are gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We don't need that for our youth today. And I really, I tell a lot of people all the time, I believe music is going to be just like clothing. It's a fashion cycle. It's going to come back around to that. And I see some of our greats from back in the day. You can tell it with the versus battles. We're getting to see what made hip hop great back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
definitely.
And I really feel like music is going to come back around to it being lyricism, metaphors, punchlines, like you said, because and the storytelling. We don't get that storytelling, that pain music. You know what I'm saying? And I just can't wait for that day, because that's what made me fall in love with hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. I got a joint.
Go ahead.
I got a joint I'm working on called Pain I Feel. Now, the hook is kind of like harmonized, like, Lil Durk and whatnot, but I'm lyrical in the verses at the same time. So that, like, that track, Pain I Feel, I'm trying to balance out this generation's music with the music that I grew up on. And it's just, as far as, like, beef is concerned, I'm like, listen, I love everybody in Delaware. So when I see, mainstream artists beef, it's like, bro, there's enough bags, there's enough money to go around for everybody. Like, if I'm mainstream, I'm not beefing with nobody. Like, nah.
Exactly.
I'm getting my money, my family's taken care of, and I remember the open mic you were talking about. I still remember what I was wearing that night, and I was nervous as hell, because that was my first, I want to say that was my second open mic. And,
really?
I thought I did my thing, and after that I disappeared because, as you mentioned, advocating for my sons, being a father comes before music, even though I was doing music before I had any kids. But
right.
being a father first, and it's like that sometimes, becomes overwhelming, with my sons being special needs, and not to get too personal, all the issues with the school and baby mama drama, and it's like, man, I don't got time for music right now because I got to handle A, B, C, D, and so on. And then I find those moments where I can balance both pretty well, which I'm trying to do right now. So it's like, all right, hopefully I can keep my footing with advocating for my sons and handling music at the same time, because I'm never going to stop being a father at the same time. Even at my age of 35, I'm like, I'm not done with music yet. Like, I don't know, starting last year when I started, like, really recording again, it felt like I started music over again. Like, oh, I'm getting right back into it like when I was younger. But, most definitely. As far as the artists that you said from Delaware that signed the deal, I feel like outsiders are going to try and take advantage of Delaware artists because of how hungry we are, and they know we might jump at, if they're shaking a steak in front of you and you're a lion and you haven't eaten, you're going to jump. So I feel like that's
true.
What a lot of outsiders might try and do to Delaware artists, and it's like, man, I'd want to jump, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, all it is having you a good lawyer on your side to look through everything, make sure it's good. Just don't be pressured into signing anything right away. That's what I tell everybody. Always say, hey, let me get my lawyer to look over. I think every artist, once they get there, even if you get that, what's it called? The lawyer in your pocket. I forget what it's called. Even if you just invest that. Yeah, even if, I forget, Legal Shield. Even if you just have Legal Shield in your pocket, you paying a little $20 a month, and that covers looking over a contract. You know what I'm saying? You'll be covered. You know what I'm saying? And never be pressured. It's okay to say, hey, I got a lawyer. I gotta have my lawyer look this over. And then if they for real about what they're saying, and really want to deal with you, they're gonna give you that time to do that. You know, and that's very important. I love how you said you're gonna be releasing a track every month. Artists, you know, one thing that I hate that I see all the time is artists dropping mixtapes, and I'm talking 12 and 13 songs, dropping a mixtape like we ain't got used to the first one. And I think with you dropping a track every month, that's good. That's really good. That's a good path to stay on, because by the time you get to that 12, then you can drop that EP, because then it's going to bring more. You see what I'm saying? And the way you got the formula right. You got the formula right, man. I like how you said that.
I got to give props to my girl on that. She came up with the idea because, you know, I talked to her about music here and there. And, you know, I dropped the R&B joint last month, Can't Call It. And then I was like, all right, let me drop Ski Mask soon. And I waited. Something told me, I was like, you know what, just wait and drop it in February. So when that released, she's like, you should drop the track each month. And I was like, you know what, that's a dope-ass idea. Like, one track each month, you know. I try and put out whatever, maybe like, you know, behind-the-scenes music video content, or I'm starting to try and film myself, you know, recording the tracks I'm doing as extra content between the track releases. But I got to give her props on that one, because that was, like, I don't want to say her brainchild, because I had waited till February for the second track, but the whole 1 track a month idea, yeah, that was her. So I was just like, you know what, I'm going to take that and build off of January and February and just run with it at that point.
Yeah, that's some dope shit, man. Now, let me ask you a question before we get into your last track and close the interview. What do you think is holding you back as an artist?
Again, the whole not, you know, 150% converting to how the sound of, you know, hip hop is nowadays. If I were to completely convert to that, I feel like I might be somewhat further. But I'm stubborn. Like, you know, I'm 35 and I'm looking at it like, nah, it's not what I grew up on. Not what I grew up on. I don't want to do this, so I'm do it my way. So that's part of it.
Right.
I think the other parts are more like personal aspects of my life. Like, you know, I got to keep an eye on what's going on, the situation with my sons and being special needs, and handling, you know, the issues with the school and the baby mama drama, being in and out of court multiple times a year for it. Like, I don't want to call all that a distraction, because that's more important than music. But if you have to keep taking your eyes off the road every so often from like what your dream is, it's going to take longer to get there. But I have to make sure, you know, again, as a father, I got to make sure they're okay first. I can't just be like music.
Right.
Oh, my sons are going through this, da-da-da-da-da. But back to music, it's a balancing act. Excuse me. I think another thing holding me back, I'm not very social. Like, I've never really been social. I'm like antisocial. I'm like, a lot of people don't like me, so I'm not going to like them in return, and it doesn't go anywhere. So I'm trying as I get older, like, let me try and be a little more social, maybe a little more friendly, not look mean as hell all the time if somebody sees me. And see where it's there. But it's, you know, I'm one, I always admit to my flaws. I'm an asshole. So that's another thing holding me back too. But I'm honest, and people interpret that as, you know, me just being mean as hell. But
yeah, I get that too, brother. Don't even feel bad. Don't feel bad for how you are.
It's a number of things, and I always tell people I wasn't like this. You know, I fought a lot when I was younger, but I wasn't as verbally blunt with people. But you know, the older I've gotten and the more I've been put through, the more hardships. It's like, nah, I'm gonna just say what it is, and if you don't like it, oops, people have done that to me, and I just had to deal with it. But
right.
Yeah, it's a number of things, and I'm just trying to work, you know, balance it and work with it. Like, example, with the tracks I've been releasing, I think I have like over 3,000. I think last time I checked, it's like 3,826 streams. Now, to most other artists, even in Delaware, that's probably nothing. But to me, I'm like, oh man, I got 3,000. I'm hyped off of it, even if it's like $1 being made from the 3,000 streams. I'm hype off of it. Just like little stuff like that gets me hype and motivated. So, all right, let me, you know, just keep doing what I'm doing. Eventually, the gray cloud's got to break at some point. I'm hoping so anyways. So eventually, even with everything going on in my life, I'm hoping, all right, I get there. I get there to a point where, you know, I'm comfortable with everything going on in my life. Music's doing good, yada, yada, yada. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, you know, them streams, when you got them on the right platform and you educated about the industry, them streams going to make you money. It's just getting them on the right one. And I always tell people what I just learned is YouTube is the best platform. From what I'm finding out, you get paid more having your music streamed on YouTube than anywhere else, and that's pretty dope.
Yeah, so, I was reading about streaming yesterday because I get the most streams on Spotify, and Spotify pays like what is it, like 0.003 or 0.005, and I'm just, it was like you'll need like 250 streams to make $1. And I'm just like, man, this is rough.
Yeah, it's very rough. And you search some more, you'll be reading some more about Spotify, because I had a Spotify playlist, and I kind of, you know, try to help the artists a little bit. But I'm like, I had to pull back from Spotify because I felt like they was, you know, kind of bitching the independent artists. Like, but you could put somebody famous up there. No wonder they can make money, because you're giving them the opportunity. But as an independent artist, to try to get that same shine that you give the mainstream artists, they got to pay a whole bunch of fucking money. And, you know, that's just not right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's a whole nother interview about Spotify, because I've been reading some stuff and doing my homework about Spotify. I kind of push back from them.
That kind of reminds me of It kind of reminds me of Delaware, and I don't want nobody to think I'm taking shots at them, because I'm not. But with Delaware, I'm just like, and maybe it's not even just Delaware. It could be anywhere, you know, in the world. It could be Los Angeles or Cleveland or wherever. It seems like, you know, if you're not popping enough to be popular and on people's radars already, then it's going to be a struggle for you. But if you're already popping and on and everybody knows you, it's easier. And I always used to go with people like, you know, nobody wants to be a part of something until it's already on fire, until it's already popping. And at that point, I'm the type, I'm vindictive. If I know you wasn't rocking with me beforehand, I'm like, why are you rocking with me now? So I'm trying to get out of the vindictiveness. Like, no, they might just be late to the party. But
and you got to remember.
I feel like that ties in with Spotify, because, you know, if you're already popular, then it's easy for you to get more streams. If you just climbing through the mud, then it's a lot of work, and I don't want to say nobody wants to give you a shot, because we got to earn it, but nobody's willing to even kind of let you earn the shot.
Right. And it's a bunch of payola in it too. And I understand the payola, but sometimes I don't. You know what I'm saying? What I wanted to tell you is consistency is definitely key. And you already know my motto, network is key. If you're dropping those tracks, right? What you dropping those tracks one a month, every day share your link. The reason I say that, and then put some hashtags on them. I'm spitting some game for any independent artist that may be listening to this interview. Also put some hashtags on it and go and look for the top 10 hashtags that are used, whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever. Search those hashtags. When you get them hashtags, attach them to your music, even if it don't go with it. So I always, I'm learning on IG, put Explorers, pound Explorers. I don't know why. But I got a video where I put a man up that was dancing in the casino. That joint got more views on my reel on IG than anything else I ever posted. And all I did was put Explorers, he having a good time, old is the new. I forget what all I put. But it got the most views just by hashtags because everything works off of algorithms, brother.
Yeah.
The algorithms are crazy.
That's where part of my issue is. Like, if I'm posting something, I'll hashtag what only pertains to it. And I already knew beforehand, even with you dropping the knowledge you dropping, I already knew beforehand, hashtag shit even if it don't deal with what you posting. But there's another part of my brain that's like, nah, you gotta be the tunnel vision. You want to hashtag what applies to it, and I'm like, no, I'm at war with myself about stuff like that. But hearing you say hashtag whatever's popping, that makes sense because even if it doesn't deal with what I'm posting, people, might still see it and be like, oh shit, he's nice. I found that because he hashtagged this. Let me do some more searching.
Yeah, because that. Just that one hashtag gonna bring them there, and they hear it. And what I always say is that, if you can't grasp me in the first 30 seconds, I'm turning it off. Yeah, and I'm telling you, what you sent me make me want to hear more. I'm serious. So I tell people all the time, man, you don't give me in the first 30 seconds, it's a no-go. I don't want to be sitting there hearing a beat a whole minute before the song starts. Man, get me from the get-go. Because if you don't, you done lost me. I don't mean to be so harsh, but it's real.
I was watching an interview DaBaby did recently, and they asked him why, once the beat starts, he immediately starts rapping. And he's like, that's just how I've been doing it. Like, it gets people's attention. Like, if you turn a song on and within the first 5 seconds you already hear me rapping, you're going to pay attention because most people don't do that. And I was like, that's smart. But, DaBaby flows a lot differently than I do, obviously. But that's smart. And I remember you said that before the first 30 seconds. And as you're saying that, I'm thinking back to my R&B joint from last month. Like, it takes a minute for my verse to start, but you hear me talking in the intro, and I'm like, shit.
Oh, the talking is what got me. What? The talking is what got me. Okay, talking some shit. You know what I mean? And we about to get into this track, y'all, too. I know y'all waiting to hear it. This. Yes, he's a versatile artist, and I love it. But, yes, he has an R&B track, and his shit is hot. You heard it first here. In the Mix Radio Below the Surface with Smack the Indie Plug, and we about to get into it in a minute. But before we do, JL, can you let everybody know where to find you, man?
On Facebook, I believe my handles are similar. They're either I'm the Next Goat or I Am the Next Goat, and that goes for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I know on Instagram for a fact it's I Am the Next Goat. Facebook, it's I'm the Next Goat. Twitter, it's I'm the Next Goat. And I'm picky like that. All my shit, all my handles have to be exactly the same, or almost the same. So yeah, United Masters.
You just dropped the gem for him. I love it. You dropping gems on here. Man, I'm going to have to add you to the show because you done dropped a couple of gems on here for artists. I hope y'all listening.
Yeah,
so I don't want where they can find your music.
I don't want it to be like I'm the next GOAT on Facebook, and then Twitter it's like balling like Kobe or something like that. Because to me it's too like it doesn't connect. Like it's easier to find somebody if their handles are all the same.
Right, though. Now, where can they find your music at?
I post my music on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Like I just posted the teaser trailer for a music video of mine, Murder on a Beat, on Instagram. United Masters. If you're an independent artist, you need to be using United Masters. I can't remember the exact link. There's like a couple letters before my name, but United Masters, search up Jordan Lewis because it wouldn't let me just put JL. and you'll find it. YouTube, I don't have a link like that because you got to have a certain amount of subscribers and views or whatever. So it could be like any letter in the alphabet that my link is. But go to YouTube, search up JL, for example. I got a joint called The Killer. Search up JL The Killer, JL Ski Mask, whatever the case might be.
That's what's up, though. Are you on any streaming platforms like Apple Music?
Each track I'm releasing throughout this year, Can't Call It, is on Apple, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube. I think the only thing it's not on is like Amazon and I think something else. But you can find me, search JL and whatever the title of my song is, Can't Call It, Ski Mask. Next month I'm dropping a joint called, or this month because it's March, I'm dropping a joint called Grind Like This. So whatever the title of my song is, just put JL in front of it on Apple Music, Spotify, and you'll find it.
That's all it is. And this track I've been talking about, y'all, we about to get into it. It's an R&B joint. The shit is fire. It's called Can't Call It by JL.
You ever been through a heartbreak so bad?
So let's get into it right here.
With
you heard it first.
No matter how much time passes, I feel like we done all been there before. That's something you can't shake. You looking at your phone, you wanna call them, you wanna text them, but you know it might not be the right thing to do. Or maybe it is. You gonna follow your heart, or you gonna follow your mind? I can't front, you been on my mind as of late. Why I'm putting in this work is I grind for the cake. I know it's my fault, cause I made some dire mistakes. So you probably thought your heart's what I was trying to break. But real talk, my intentions were never that. Though I'd lie to you about things like where I said I'm at. Looking back, all you wanted was to be loved. To feel like how I felt with you, shorty, I need drugs. Cause you would have me so high. So why I crept on you, I don't know why. Chalk it up to me and you being young and dumb. I wanna talk, but I know it's over, what's done is done. So dealing with it's what I have to do. I'd hit you up, but I know I won't hear back from you. They say everything that's gold really doesn't glitter. I guess that's why you're happy now with another nigga.
Now I forget to treat you right. I can't call it. Paid the cost for wasting your time. Now I can't call it. I used to call you my baby. Now I can't even call you baby. What I would do to make you mine, I can't call it.
I don't know if I was in love ever before you. Shorty, is it just me that our memories torture? Men in black, I'm wishing I could be normalized. Cause I don't wanna think about who you're beside. With me, boo, I always thought you were sure to ride. Now I eat alone, so I had to change my order size. Shedding tears to me, used to pour your eyes to love you right. I was a nigga used to force to try. to no avail. I know your heart still probably hasn't healed from what I did, so I know it's real. But I know how to fix it though. If you feel the same, then that's what I wish you'd show. I tried to move on, but I can't forget you, yo. I've always felt this way. I wonder if you know. And if not, then you do now. Shorty, I'm about to call you, and I don't care who's ran.
How I forget to treat you right, I can't call it. Paid the cost for wasting your time, now I can't call it. I used to call you my baby, now I can't even call you baby. What I would do to make you mine, I can't call it, can't call it. How I forget to treat you right, I can't call it. Paid the cost for wasting your time, now I can't call it. I used to call you my baby, now I can't even call you baby. What I would do to make you mine, I can't call it, can't call it.
So what are you gonna do? Even when I think I've reached my limit. You know. Shorty, I'm about to call you, and I don't care who's ran.
How I forget to treat you right, I can't call it. Paid the cost for wasting your time, now I can't call it. I used to call you my baby, now I can't even call you.
Okay, and there y'all have it. That's our show tonight. Smack the Indie Plug, Below the Surface, revamp, right here on In The Mix. You need an interview? Get up with me. Get up with me. Hit me up so we can get it done.
It's the #1 station blazing the airwaves.
Right here, so keep it locked.
This is In The Mix Radio.